If a song titled Try That in a Small Town isn't about trying to find a date that 7 of your closest friends haven't already slept with multiple times, or trying to find somebody to have a conversation with who's never personally heard a meth lab explode, or finding a good sushi restaurant or a sober person at the county fair, then yeah, it's probably gonna be racist. But is anybody honestly surprised? Jason Aldean has not put out a single good song since before he looked like somebody put a cowboy hat on the Michelin Man. It's all been hick-hop, bro-country trash for the better part of 2 fucking decades. Bo Burnham's Pandering could be a cover of every single Jason Aldean song since Amarillo Sky, and let's be real, Amarillo Sky wasn't even that great. Now that everybody's trying to shame his fans and him for being racist, I think y'all are missing the mark. They've been racist forever, and you're not gonna shame them out of that. What they really need to be shamed for is the fact that they listen to Jason Aldean. Proudly saying you're a Jason Aldean fan, let's be real, that shit's embarrassing. You say you're a Jason Aldean fan, and even Nickelback fans are like, ooh. Here's the thing, I'm a country music fan, like a real country music fan. Waylon and Willie, Cash and Merle, Stapleton, Sturgill, Coulter Wall, good music, and people were fans of it because it was real people writing real songs themselves because they actually had the talent to write their own music, telling real stories about real lived experiences that regular real people can identify with. And then people like the Luke Bryans and the Florida Georgia Lines and the Jason Aldeans ruined all of that. Nashville figured out that they could just produce snap track plastic pop songs, and as long as the lyrics included Hey Girl, Pickup Truck, and Daisy Dukes, they could call it country, pump it out through live action touch tune machines like Jason Aldean, and he'd peddle this trash to people who would suddenly be like, oh yeah, no, these songs are definitely about my life and Jason Aldean gets me because he's one of us. Bitch, no, he's fucking not. Jason Aldean grew up between Macon, Georgia and a Miami suburb. The motherfucker went to private school. Macon, Georgia has a population of 153,000 people. Minus Jason Aldean's hometown by 150,000 people, and you've got my town. You think Jason Aldean's got any fucking clue what goes on in a town like this? He talks about carjacking like it's something that only brown people do exclusively in the big city. Shit don't happen in these parts because us country folk too tough and badass to let that kind of shit happen around here. Bitch, please. My dad lives down like 3 miles of gravel and has a 100-yard long driveway. It's pretty fucking country. Some fucking delinquent who's whiter than Mike Pence with his girlfriend Crystal Metheny stole my dad's truck out of his fucking driveway at like 8 o'clock in the morning on a weekday. Then used it to get in a daylight robbery, got in a high-speed pursuit with the police, and then set the truck on fire. Know what happened when he tried that in a small town? He got arrested, got out on bail, and did the exact same thing again the following weekend and crashed a Suburban into the side of a building. Just the other day, I recognized another name of somebody who had just been arrested for stealing heavy machinery. The reason I recognized it was this man was already a felon for taking another trash country singer, Troy Gentry, on a hunting excursion where he allowed him to shoot his tame pet bear that was in a fenced-in enclosure and fraudulently tried to register it as a state record bear because, you know, it was a pet, it was bigger than most wild bears. But he already had that felony when he broke into my house when I was in high school and stole stuff and put antifreeze in the gas tank of our work truck. And a decade and a half later, he's still breathing and stealing, so real vigilantes we are out here in small town USA. Do you think Jason Aldean knows shit about that? Fuck no, he's not from rural America. He doesn't even play shows in rural America. He makes people drive from out here in the boonies 2.5 hours to the middle of a big goddamn city, pay $100 a pop to sit in some fucking stadium to listen to him sing about what he thinks their life is like. And I am fucking embarrassed for anybody who pays money and is simping so some suburban white kid can play dress up and mock and exploit our community for his personal gain. Despite how embarrassing it is, people continue to use their hard-earned money to fund these posers. When we keep platforming people who make their money by commercially manufacturing cultural media for a narrowing demographic, this is ultimately where it's going to lead. This is genuinely a bad song, and most of the music from him and his cohorts are genuinely bad songs. Nobody's listening to the shit because it's good music. If you're a music artist who's not making genuine music, you got to get people to listen to your shit somehow. So you start with some cultural appropriation and you rap about drunk driving. Then you do some more drinking songs and party songs, but there's 50 other dudes in bedazzled jeans singing the exact same shit, so that gets boring. So you got to get out your Spice Weasel and kick it up a notch. Bam! Add a dog whistle. That'll make the troglodytes listen to your shitty song and create enough hype to make you relevant again for a few more minutes. He's just feeding the crowd who feeds him in a desperate attempt to not be put out to pasture for his painful lack of talent. And maybe, just maybe, if we start ignoring him and people like him and his ilk will go away and stop polluting our radio waves.